Aoteroa Ewing with Robert Whiting and my daughter Ruby on board.
What's happening off the east coast of New Zealand in the Kumara Basin is that a giant Brazilian oil company, second only to ExxonMobil in the world, and with an incredibly bad track record of making big fuck-ups all over the place, are prospecting for oil primarily and gas.
There's been talks for a little while now between the government and drilling companies overseas that we didn't know about. So we only found out after the deal had been made that Petrobras had an opportunity to come through our tribal waters to do some exploratory drilling. Naturally and understandably we're very upset about that.
This is very much about opposing the sort of extreme end of oil exploration, which is happening in the Arctic, happening in the tar sands in Canada, and our government wants it to happen in the very deep oceans off the coast of New Zealand.
This is just a really eclectic flotilla. We got 8 boats here today and supporting 3 boats that are going to go all the way to East Cape to protest against the deep sea oil, the planned deep sea oil drilling, that Petrobras is doing, with support from the New Zealand government.
It is going to go stand up against oil drilling that is going to be happening off the east coast. So they're going to go protest against a company called Petrobras, who are from Brazil, who are going to come have a nosy around and see if there's any prospects of doing deep sea oil drilling down there.
A loose coalition of sympathetic organisations, yeah, and it came together incredibly quickly. It's happened in the space of a week and a half.
We just want to highlight what's going on and to raise awareness.
We're going to leave to the East Cape and meet up with this with the tribe and hanging out with them together and share their issues. Yes.
We're going down to meet and strategise with Tofana Apanui, the next steps.
We're going to go support the Ewing, who are defending their oceans there. So, yeah.
Naturally, our life source of Tofana Apanui is the sea. Our people rely on fish to live. They rely on the shellfish. The healing properties from the sea also contribute to the wealth and the health of our tribe.
Any industrial activity, there's a risk of accidents. The difference is, if it's an oil industry or the nuclear industry, it's an immediate, an absolute major one.
We don't need drilling for oil in 2,000 meters. It's not. It's too risky, basically.
If you look down at all the track records of all the oil companies, the type of accidents they had and all sorts, it's very simple. Everybody can find it. Just Google Petrobras accidents, yes, and you get a long list.
It's drilling for oil at a time in the world's history when oil is getting scarce, and of course it's at the very limits of our technology, and the risks are extreme for the environment, as the Gulf of Mexico showed.
I don't know whether they've seen the last earthquake measures in that Kumara, in the Kermadec Trench. Right. There was an earthquake in there not so long ago at about 6.1.
It will be a mess, yes, an incredible mess, yes, and we don't need that.
not only would it be catastrophic for the East Coast, but it'd be catastrophic for the whole country.
Right.
Because our country isn't big enough to deal with a disaster like that.
How's that for a send-up?
So the government is selling our land, our ocean, from under our noses, and we know nothing about it.
The public have got to ask, where is the money going to go? Who is going to benefit?
It's not that New Zealand is going to make a whole lot of money out of this. In fact, we're going to make sweet F all, because 95% of the profits are going to go offshore and 5% will come to the government, and you and I are not going to get anything.
If you think then suddenly our petrol and everything at the pump will be a lot cheaper, well, forget about that. That won't be the case. For the simple reason that things go on an oil market. It doesn't go to a country. It's like Fonterra's milk, you know. I mean, it's absolutely ludicrous that we pay the prices of our own bloody milk. And it's the same with oil. It's it won't bring money in the coffers of Petrobras and a bit in the government, and that's it.
If the public aren't going to benefit from our public money and our resources, we need to take direct action to help make sure that we are the beneficiaries. And what I would like to know are what are the connections between members of this national government and some of these companies that are going to benefit from the situation.
Let's go down there and draw attention to this issue, because it seems that nobody here in New Zealand knows that this is happening.
New Zealanders have proven that we can overthrow the government when it came to Schedule 4 mining, when it came to nuclear ship visits.
This is a perfect example of what New Zealand can do with its long history of sending boats out if they don't agree, and be there when it's all going to happen.
It's very much about sending the message that we don't want deep sea oil here. In support of Te Whānau Apanui, who are the iwi from down on the East Cape, who've made a call out to all peoples of New Zealand to stand beside them in opposing deep sea oil, and that's what we're here to do today.
There's also fishing companies, fishing clubs down in Waiheke Bay that are going to be supporting this as well.
If the public want anything done to serve our interests, we've got to make a fuss about it. So I'm thrilled to be here because I know it is the fuss that works.